Today in the grain market, let's start with soybeans. It was a little bit mixed today, really traded both sides. There's more rain and the tariff war are really what's at focus right now. The rain all over the country really has a number of farmers worried that the wet weather is going to delay the corn planting, which means that acres are going to be moving over to soybeans. And that's what's really kind of put a lid on any kind of a market. The market is in desperate need of a signed trade deal. And that trade deal has to include that China will be guaranteed to make some big buys, some big purchases, and we need to have that done now, or we could see the market dip again and even, show us even more lows. One thing to be watching in the soybean market is that it did gap lower 3 days ago, and on Monday. And normally, technically speaking, the market will fill that gap. We're still below that gap, so any kind of run-up would definitely include filling that gap right now. But things are still looking pretty bearish, and everyone's a little bit nervous about that. Corn was easier today as well. This pre-WASDE report positioning, has traders kind of getting set up to find out exactly what this report is going to say. We know we have a number of things that we know about what's happening with the grain market because the trade deal hasn't come to pass here. It's very difficult to say that unless that the report's actually going to move the market anyway, and without a big whopper of a number, I think that the lid is on top to make it very difficult to rally. But it seems that the wet weather, should be something really bullish for wheat, but we just have had a hard time getting a lift on the market. And, all the messages coming out of the White House really tell us that outside influences are really affecting these markets, and it makes it difficult to kind of get some direction right now. So we're still sagging on our lows, and even though the market bounced around today, it's been relatively quiet. Wheat was firm, even though it closed like a penny lower, but it's still struggling, but it's consolidating a little bit, and it hasn't really fallen off the cliff. But it's hard to get anyone to try to buy in. Australia right now is starting to get a little bit of rain in that drought area, and that's not looking good for our wheat right now. We know that China has had record supplies as well, so that's going to be a big competition for U.S. and that's definitely going to weighs on futures, and it will stop any kind of significant rally going forward. All that information. That being said, again, we're waiting on that trade deal. If we get that, we can kind of get things moving forward. So we are, in the 12th month of the trade deal really being implemented last year. So never in the history have we seen this kind of issues going on with these grain markets. So we're always, in a place where we haven't seen before, and these are just not normal times.